How could you trust a man like that in battle? So this place is ready and ripe just to be destroyed.
That's right.
It's like a stick that is soaked in fuel to light. That's how ready it is. Any brothers holding?
Yeah, I got this little stuff right here.
This side of the book, Job 21 and 30. That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, that shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face? Who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave and shall remain in the tomb. Tom.
See, the so-called white man, he knows who he is. He knows who we are. This is why you have to put applications in everywhere you go. They know who you are. They know who's here and who lives where. They got cameras watching you. Soon they're going to put these chips in you. Who is it?
This is Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but will return and build the desolate places.
And that's Trump's motto right now. Make America great again. He says, oh man, even in his war doctrine that he put out this summer, he said, we lost our respect and now we got to gain it. How do you gain your respect back? You go to war. So Esau is calling out a race war in America. It's gonna burn. That's how hot it's gonna get. Especially they're gonna hit it with some nukes. Because it's gonna get real fucked up out here. Because the Most High is gonna actually unleash demons at the same time. You're gonna be destroyed just by images, apparitions, beasts. There's beasts in the wilderness. They make movies of Godzilla. There's actually a Leviathan coming out. Many of them actually. You don't just make one. He makes multiples, and they're all made perfect to go to war and make vengeance with the wicked. And go ahead, brother.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Go ahead.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They are the border of wickedness. Esau is the border of wickedness. And Esau, his name was changed to Edom, meaning red, because his skin turns red and it shows forth the blood underneath. But because we have been enslaved so many times, our men have laid seed in their women, and some of our Israelite men may look like heathens. But they have the Holy Spirit able, somewhat, a little bit in them. Let me ask you a question. How do you get this here? Through the prophecies. Were you holding at Revelation 21, brother?
No, let's grab it.
Revelation 21.
On this side of the book, Revelations 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. But the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Right? So when the destruction comes, which we're part of that, we're a main sign of that destruction coming. All right? So when all that perishes, this is telling you that there's going to be a new kingdom rose up. But would you not understand that the princes of that kingdom will start to wake up to who they are? Go ahead.
2 Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. Could you not know that there's an end just by nature? I mean, just the nature of things? Huh? It's the end. You got volcanoes, you got tornadoes, you got sightings of UFOs. Yeah, you got us coming out here and telling you, putting it all together for you, and you can't deny that this chip is going to come soon. They got FEMA camps.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. 21. No, brother, sorry.
Verse 2 out of 21, Revelations. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorneth her husband.
Right? And we're going to be bridled up. We're going to be prepared for war. Right now, we don't have that ability. We have no strength. We don't have no promise in the gun. Nothing like that. We can't even sue you. It's ruled by the so-called white man himself. I ain't saying you personally, but Esau, because I don't know you. Go ahead. Go drop that, brother. That must be good. All right, Coyote, you got something? No. Go ahead, brother.
They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people whom Yahweh have indignation forever.
Forever. He hates this man Edom, and he hates all his children. So he's going to exterminate them. He used them, though. He created them for like a whipping stick. He literally created them and made them for that purpose. What's going to happen to them? They're pretty much going to go back to the earth. You're going to get burnt up, bro. The minerals you're made of, what do they tell you, bro? Dust to dust. Ashes to ashes, bro. Uh-huh.
This is Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Right? So the so-called white man took everything in violence. He has raped and robbed every nation in the world. So now that his belly is full, his cup is like filled to the rim, now he has to pay the debt. But he's in a lazy slumber right now. That's why this generation is primed for the destruction. Go ahead, brother.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Right? Because see what you do with this land today? They built cities with it. There was even that comedian, he said when he flies over it, it looks like a bunch of disease. Because the cities, and they enforce you that you live in these cities. They make it so expensive not to be able to live in the city, because you know why? Because it was illegal for us to live in the suburbs. They want to put us here because they're going to have martial law, and guess what? You pack us all together and then exterminate us. But we're going to be delivered through that, the elect, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts.
And we're part of that rising up, like I said. We're the mouth of him. We're literally representatives of him and his son, Yahushai.
And cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and the nephew.
Right, so that's what we're literally doing here. We're cutting us off from that generation because literally these people are going to be put to death. That's why we're really out here only for the elect. If they could understand, hey, we're with them. But if they can't, hey, don't worry. You're going to be put back into your rightful place. But it's going to come with, one, the chip, the RFID chip coming out, and then eventually the nukes. They showed you with the Purge movie coming out. They didn't even ask no questions. They just went in there. Bah, 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 bah. But even the so-called...
that kind of stuff's made just to make people have like racial views.
No,
because that movie, if y'all seen it, that movie, the first part, that was completely racist. Absolutely. So why would they tell you? Because you're saying that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
Or something similar to it.
So let me give you a little example real quick.
Why
For
would
a
they show
wedding,
you the truth
the Bible
and try
talks
to
about a
hide it
wedding.
from you?
Hey, it talks about a wedding, right? It talks about a wedding. When you have a wedding, do you not prepare things? You don't get the flowers too early, they'll go bad. So you're doing everything, getting everything in precision, just the wedding. But on the wedding day, you gotta have a sacrifice. And that sacrifice is gonna be that Edomite that rule America today, that live here today, and still actually dwell on the blessing of the murders of their forefathers.
Some of the rituals, like it was just made up. It's right in the scriptures.
2 Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
See, there's gonna be a race war.
Why do you want? What the fuck about it?
16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
And the Arabs, they already know the so-called white man for them.
Hey, before
You say they're heathens.